Okay, Assalamualaikum. So for today, I am going to discuss, or do some revision for your final exam. So just to be clear, because there are some of you who still texted me asking for the topics covered, and the format for this semester final exam. So FYI, your final exam is different from the previous semesters. I'm talking about the format. Because your syllabus, you guys are covering 4 hours a week, while previously there were only 3 hours a week, right? And for this semester, the topics covered will be chapter 2 until 5. So in chapter 2, the format not the format, sorry. In chapter 2, you will be assessed, on the high-low method and some, of course, behavior-related topics, So, for question 1 there, for question 1, the marks allocated is 10 marks, Question 2 covers chapter 3, where you will be assessed on stock level, and economic order quantity. And this is also 10 marks. Question 3 is chapter 4, where you will be assessed on labor calculation for basic wages, overtime and bonus, and some theoretical questions. And for question 4, it is 16 marks. For question 3, for question 3, the marks allocated is 16 marks. And the last question would be overhead, where the maximum marks is allocated, 24 marks just for overhead, because basically it will cover all the steps involved from allocation up to apportionment, reapportionment, and overhead absorption rate, the calculation for OHA, plus some theory question. So altogether, the marks for your final exam is 60, 60. And these 60 marks will be converted to 50%. The weightage for the final exam, right? So I would like to do some revision. So for the high-low method, I'm choosing question 16 in your module. Let's do some recap. For high-low method, so this is the question in question 16, Bella is a tourist guide in Malacca town, noted that overall fuel cost vary based on kilometers, and she is considering charging the guide fee to customers based on estimated fuel costs. So given here is the table, starting from day 1 up until day 8, the kilometers covered and the fuel cost. Requirement A, determine the variable cost per kilometer. So before I explain on the calculation part, let me explain to you what is variable cost. Variable cost is the cost which is varies, in total, right? As the number of production or as the number of kilometers in this question, increases, right? So as the number of kilometer increases, the total variable cost would also increase. But in terms of per unit, variable cost per unit is constant. It remains constant. So question A, requirement A, requested us to determine the variable cost per kilometer. So for high-low method, if you still remember, we need to identify the highest, Okay, highest activity level. Okay, so in this case, the highest activity level represented by kilometers. Okay, so by looking at the kilometers column here, okay, determine the highest kilometers. On which day would that be? Okay, yes, it would be the fifth day. Okay, 49 kilometers. Okay, it will be the fifth day, right? 49 kilometers. So this will be the highest. Let me write down. H stands for highest. Now, determine the lowest kilometers. Which day shows the lowest kilometers? Yes, day 3. Okay, so this is the lowest kilometers, right? Okay, so that will be the first step. Determine the highest and lowest activity level. In this question, the activity level represented by kilometers. Okay, in another question or in any other question, okay, the activity levels might be represented by something else. For example, number of boxes, okay, machine hours, maintenance hours, okay, etc. and etc. Right? So here we have the kilometers. Okay. Next, from the highest and lowest activity level determined earlier, now look at the cost. Okay, look at the cost incurred for these two activity level. Okay, so let me put an arrow. Okay, the highest activity level indicate 99 ringgit fuel cost and the lowest indicated 73 ringgit fuel cost. Okay, so once we determine the cost for each of this activity level, we can now insert, okay, the data extracted from the question into this formula. Okay, so to determine the variable cost per unit, okay, write this formula. So we have the highest activity level cost, which is 99 ringgit. Okay, minus with the lowest activity level cost, which is 73 ringgit. And this item, okay, this difference, okay, divided with the highest activity level, which is 49 kilometer, minus with 22 kilometer. Right, and this would give us, okay, let me do some calculation. Okay, 26 ringgit and divide with 27 kilometer. So we have RM 0.96. Okay, so if you get 0.9629 something something, okay, just round up the answers to 2 decimal places. Okay, provided that the data extracted is correct. Okay, that is the highest and the lowest activity level, then it will be fine. Okay, so that will be the variable cost per unit, 96 cents per kilometer. Okay, right. Now, determine the total fixed cost. Okay, let me explain to you on the total fixed cost. Okay, as for total fixed cost, okay, the total will remain constant throughout the activity level. Okay, regardless it is the minimum activity level or the lowest activity level, okay, the total fixed cost would remain the same. Okay, but in terms of per unit, okay, fixed cost per unit, right, as the number of activity level goes up, okay, the fixed cost per unit will goes down. Okay, it has some opposite relation, okay, indirect relation. Okay, so how do we determine total fixed cost from this data? Okay, we have determined the variable cost per unit earlier, which is 96 cents here. Now from that data, choose one activity level, okay, out of the two extracted earlier. Okay, so either you take the lowest or the activity level. Okay, let's say I'm choosing the highest. Okay, I'm taking the 49 kilometer. Okay, so for 49 kilometer, the fuel cost was 99 ringgit, right? So to determine the total fixed cost, basically what I can do is, okay, by inserting the total fuel cost for the 49 kilometer, which is 99 ringgit here, minus with the total variable cost of that 49 kilometer. So we know that the variable cost per unit is 96 cents here. Okay, so we multiply the variable cost per unit with the number of kilometers that we determined earlier. Okay, right. So this is your total variable cost. Okay, this is basically the total fuel cost or the total cost for that particular kilometer. Okay, for that 49 kilometer. Okay, so next we can easily determine the total fixed cost by, okay, multiplying the variable cost per unit. Wait, let me do some calculation here. Okay, so 47 ringgit 18 cents or 19 cents, something like that. Okay, and did, okay, so my answers would be, sorry, okay, RM 51 ringgit 82 cents. Okay, so please take note that my answer is based on the number of decimal places. Okay, as such, it might be different from yours. Okay, actually, I am multiplying the 49, okay, with the whole numbers here, okay, that I determined here. So that is how I get 47.80 cents. Okay, if we multiply the 49 with exactly 0.96, the answer would be 47 ringgit and 4 cents. Okay, and the total fixed cost would then be, wait, 51 ringgit 96 cents. Okay, so it is still okay because it's still range, okay, between 51 ringgit. Right, so no worries. Okay, it's still okay. So it's either 51 ringgit 82 cents or 51 ringgit 96 cents. Both answers are acceptable. Okay, and that will be the total fixed cost. Okay, so this is how to do A, how to answer A. Okay, done. Now let's move on to B. Okay, B, compute the total cost. Okay, total cost for day 9 and 10 when the expected kilometers are 55 and 51. Okay, as we can see from the table, we only have the data until day 8. Okay, now the question asks you to determine the expected kilometers, the total cost, okay, when expected kilometers for day 9 and 10 are 55 and 51. So first I would tell you what is the equation for total cost. Okay, total cost represented by total variable cost plus total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Okay, and we know that regardless of the kilometers, okay, or regardless of the activity level, the total fixed cost will always remain the same. So in this question, we have determined the total fixed cost earlier, which is 51 ringgit 82 cents or 51 ringgit 96 cents. Okay, and so we can insert that amount into our equation. So let's say I take the 51.82. Okay, because that was what I got earlier. Okay, based on my calculation earlier. Okay, and to determine the total fixed cost, okay, we need to know how much kilometer or how much is the activity level in question here. So here, okay, there are basically two expected kilometers. The first one would be 55 and the second one would be 51. So you need to do two calculation for the total cost. Okay, so I'm doing the 55 kilometers here, right? So basically, I'm inserting the 55 kilometers and multiply this with the variable cost per unit earlier here. Okay, the 96 cents. And okay, let's do some calculation here. Okay, so for 55 kilometer, the total cost would be 104 ringgit and 62 cents. Okay, so that is for day 9. Okay, and expected kilometers are 55 kilometers. Right. What about day 10? Okay, day 10, the expected kilometers is 51. So basically, okay, we rewrite the formula again, okay, just to be certain on that. And we know that total fixed costs remain constant no matter how much kilometers, okay, we are going to determine, okay, but the total variable cost varies, okay, according to the kilometers in question. So here for 51 kilometer, okay, but the variable cost per unit is constant, which is 96 cents according to our calculation here. Okay, so you can now complete the answers, okay, and check with your other friends, okay, how much is the total cost for 51 kilometers, right? Okay, so I stop here, okay, for a while, okay, and I will continue the video after this for the next topic.